So Florida State fans were, of course, excited at this point, I believe, last week, and then throughout the weekend because of the visit of Amarius Mims. So we discussed the two Georgia offensive linemen that had entered the transfer portal, and then it was quickly understood. And Logan, I believe, broke the news while we were on the stream last week that Amarius Mims was visiting FSU. All indications were that it was a positive visit, that Florida State was the top dog, pardon the pun, to bring him in.
That was a good one. I like that one.
But as it's happened, Amarius Mims decided to stay with the national champs.
You know, I mean, he decided to stay home, and I guess Florida State gets bitten by the dog again twice, because obviously they missed out on him during the recruiting time. They missed out on him now with the transfer portal. You know, as much as I love Florida State and as much as I love my alma mater, I don't necessarily blame him for this one. And like you said, he spent a couple days on campus. It seemed productive, and all along it seemed like the only way he would leave Georgia was to go to Florida State. Yes, Miami always was talking about the money bag they were going to offer, the serious bag they were going to give him. But it seemed like, and Logan, if his power was working in his home in Tallahassee, he would jump on and talk about this a little more. It seemed like it was the factor of being close to home was what kept Florida State in the ballgame. Obviously, right now you have to look at, and we talked a little bit about this before the show, Georgia is the defending national champs. They are in a good position right now. You know, I don't think they're going to start the year as the preseason number one, obviously, but they are in a spot where they could be in the conversation for the SEC championship and maybe another spot in the college football playoff. Florida State is not in that position right now. It's just being honest. And we talked about it a little bit. Could he have made serious inroads as far as playing time, improving his potential draft stock in a couple of years coming to Florida State? Sure, absolutely. Right now, though, Georgia is the sexier spot than Florida State. So I don't really fault him for deciding to go back to Georgia. You know, best of luck. That's the decision you made. That being said, if you were going to go back to Georgia, why enter the portal in the first place? I feel like this is the one negative thing I have to say about the portal. If you are going to consider leaving Georgia so much that you are going to file the paperwork needed and enter the transfer portal, it's got to be a little awkward to go back. And I'm not just saying this for Mims in this case going to Georgia, but anyone. If Jordan Travis decided he wanted to enter the portal and then all of a sudden say, you know what, I'm coming back to Florida State, I got to think that's got to be a little bit awkward for him. So the question has to be, what did Georgia offer him to get to come back, to get him to decide, hey, I'm going to come back to Georgia? Or was it really a point of me not necessarily being guaranteed a starting spot in Georgia is much better right now than a situation of being a potential starter at Florida State? There's so many questions to come into play here. I feel like there are two major losers in this case. I don't think Florida State's a loser in this one because you can't lose what you never had. Mims was never a member of the Florida State family. He was somebody who, it would have been great. Don't get me wrong. It sucks that we're not going to be able to get him, but also at the same point, we never had him in the first place. The two losers in this one, I think, and you know me, anytime I can make fun of the University of Miami, I will. Loser number one in this one's the University of Miami because they thought they were going to be able to throw a bag at him to get him to leave Georgia, come down to Miami, throw a major NIL deal his way, and he's going to come down to Miami. He canceled the trip down here. Miami's big-time booster did not like that one, went on social media, ripped him for it, and we had that situation. Pick up your phone, Mark. Please pick up your phone. Is it important to call?
No, we're not picking it up.
Okay, there we go.
No,
okay.
We shut it off.
It's Mims calling. Mims is going to tell us why he was going to stay in Georgia. But
yes, no, he's got my direct line.
There you go. He calls the number. He watches the voice of college football. But Miami thought they could throw a bag, and they weren't able to. So I feel like Miami is the loser number one on this one. I feel like they made fun of us when Travis Hunter took the bag to go to Jackson State, and then Kevin Coleman did the same exact thing to them come January. So I feel like they've taken 3 L's involving Florida State so far this year. I feel like that's number one. Number two, and I don't work with them, so I'm going to call them out on it. You know, Logan probably needs to be a little bit more political, working up the Tallahassee market. But War Chant screwed up on this one because they made a big deal about he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Then when he didn't come, it's, well, everyone else said he was coming too. No, no one else said it, War Chant. This one's on you. You take the L for this one. Noel Game Day didn't say it. That they're a reputable outlet now. I think Chop Chat, my former employer, is a more reputable outlet at this point. War Chant's going to have the more of the old school Florida State people, but I feel like they took a major hit on this one when it comes to credibility, because you can't come out there and say he's coming, and then all of a sudden you look bad when he ends up staying in Georgia.